Well, good evening all. Hopefully you are all going to be here to join us this evening for a new release. Let's see what the computer says. If the computer says yes or the computer says no. We'll find out in a minute. It says we're connected to both. So fingers crossed we are. If you are watching, please pop on and say hello so that I know I'm not talking to myself. If I am, that's fine. I'm quite good at that anyway. Right, so, I'm going to be in trouble because I missed putting these on tonight. Good evening, Michelle. I'm glad you had a lovely time in Australia. Somewhere on our bucket list, we will get there one day. Good evening, Tina. Blimey, you two are both on up and about early this evening, should I say. Hope you're well. All good on YouTube, it tells me. And all good on Facebook, even better. So, good evening, the other Tina. Tina, you've been really busy lately. Posted some lovely cards. Well done, you. Blimey, everybody's coming in all of a sudden. Good evening, Margaret, Debbie, Janice. Yeah, so that means that all systems are go. Good evening, Sue, and good evening, Karen. First of all, I'm going to apologise. I've got a cough sweeting because I've got this horrible tickly cough that's driving me insane. And if I don't do that, then we might be coughing all the way through this. I'm not going to guarantee I'm not anyway. So, yeah, fingers crossed we get through it, all right? So, let me take this one off here. And should we get on to the newbies? So, we have 5 new dies. Good evening, Maria. Good evening, Trisha and Angela. Yeah, so we've got 5 new dies on this release. Those of you that have asked about stencils and stamps, they are coming on the next release. I just had to have stuff ahead of time. So, good evening, Eileen, Deborah, Tina. It's my 70th birthday. Happy birthday to 70, Tina. You're 70. I would never have given you that. Happy birthday. That's an honour, staying in to watch me. Hey. Good evening, Amanda. And good evening, Michelle. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself on Saturday, Janice. It's a good job I've had a bit more of a voice then than I do now, hey. And good evening, Carol. Right, so those of you that did attend our workshop on Saturday had a sneak peek because the dies came in early. So for those of you that haven't, we'll flip the screen round and you can see. Good evening, Jules and Margaret. Margaret, if you're here to watch Honeydew Crafts, you're in the right place. If you're not here to watch Honeydew Crafts, you're not in the right place. Margaret says, hi, hope I'm in the right place. So first off, we have got Floral Blooms Detailed Die. So you get the patterned florally bit that's like a skeleton. And then you get the solids to go underneath. So this is what I mean. This is what you get. So yeah, you get the 2 dies. I don't know which way is better around to show you. That way probably. And that fits on the top. Like that big floral background die I did on the last release. So that's die number 1. These are all available on our website now. Lots of you have already found them. Thank you very much for those of you that have. Evening, Mum. Amanda, it's already on its way. Good evening, Pat. So then we have the triple nesting dots and ovals. Somebody said to me the other day, you're doing ovals. Here they are. So you get the 3 sizes like you did with the triple dots and squares. And you did with connect the dots. Margaret, here to watch the demo. Yes, we will be doing a demo. We just run through quickly all the new bits. Show you a few of the samples and then we get into the demo. So you get the large, the medium and the small. I love this tiny little one. Make a really nice little one, pop over at the top of sentiments and stuff like that. So that's our triple nesting Dottie oval detailed die. You've been watching. Amanda says they look like star constellations. She's been watching too much telly today, I think. I actually watched that launch last night. I wasn't asleep. I was sitting on the couch because every time I lay down I start coughing. And then we have Floral Doodle Details Dies. I've been playing with this afternoon and I had to walk away because I was doing too many. So we are going to be using this afternoon or this evening. Good evening, Liz. Good evening, Margaret. And then we have got Fab Flowers Detailed Die. So again, you get the detailed images and your solids, and then you get the leaves left, right, large and small. And that's what this looks like. Oh, it's probably better that way up. Looks more upright. So you get the lovely flowers, and then you get the layers underneath, so you can mat and layer them. Good evening, Lynn. And then you get all of your leaves. So you get a solid one, or you get one that's got just a little bit of detail in the leaf. It's entirely up to you which one you want to use. And then last but not least, Amanda, Christmas wreath may very well be coming. Bear with us. We're not on Christmas quite yet. And then last but not least, we have all boxed in. Excuse me. I apologise, ladies, those of you missed. I'm here with a really tickly cough, so bear with us. So we've got all boxed in. I hear you say it's like our last one, triple dots and squares. Well, it's not, because all boxed in is squares. Where you had all the dots on the last one, you've got all the squares on it this time. It's a bit more masculine looking, I suppose. Good evening, Veronica. Your son, I'm not sure if you've spoken to him yet today. I'm sure you probably have. So you know what situation he's into. Good evening, Sarah. You sneaked in there. So that is our all boxed in die. So that's all 5 new ones. Also to let you know, triple dots and squares is back in stock. So if you had it on pre-order, then it's already been sent out to you. If you didn't have it on pre-order but want it, you need to be quick, because over 2/3 of what we had on pre-order was sold before it even arrived. So yeah, so that's the difference. We did discuss this after we put the print in, to have the packaging made. Maybe should have changed this up a little bit because they both look the same, but there is a difference. Squares and dots. So yeah, and that's it. Yeah, so should we get on to some samples? Our design team, bless them. Hazel moved from one house to another, and poor Helen's in the process of moving, and her husband's had hand operation this week as well, so it's all going very well. So bless them, they've worked as hard as they can with the time they were given and what they've got to hand. So first off, we have got one from Hazel, triple nesting dots, Dottie oval dies, cut coloured paper, Fab Flower die in coloured card. Sentiment is from Floral Circles, and she's used Versaclair Twilight. Hello, Carol. So she's just, I don't know if you can see this, it's a 7x7 card. So she's just done a couple of lines across here, just scored in the cardstock. And then these 3 little ovals. I love them. I think they're really cute. And then next we have another one from Hazel. Triple nesting. That's not hard to say when you're struggling not to cough. Triple nesting Dottie oval dies. The flowers are from Floral Curves. The sentiment is from Shining Star die set, and she's used coloured card. The bow on this is from the Mistletoe and Christmas dies in coloured card. And the stencil in the background is quilted. So this shows you all working together. So the sentiment, she's actually cut that out 3 times to give that some dimension. I don't know if you'll pick that up on the card. Probably not. But it's all kind of toned. She's also laid this up a couple of times just to give it an extra bit of height. The tiny little bow, which came from the Christmas decorations, I believe. And then these fabulous flowers work really well on here. Next we have one from Helen, and she's used the triple nesting oval, Dottie ovals, Floral Doodle, and the sentiment is from Shining Star. This one's really funky. I don't know. Can you see it's all done with mirror card? Happy Easter, Amanda. Have a good evening. She ran in and ran out again. So she's taken the big ovals and cut them in half. So they stick top and bottom. Pop a really wide belly band on here. Cut the floral doodle, the smaller one, because you get the two sizes. The floral doodle, the back piece she's done in a red mirror card, white over the top, gold sentiment, and she's infilled all the bits that would cut out on the oval. You see that? It's really clever. That one's an 8x8. Then we go to Fab Flower Dies. It's not Fab Flower Dies. It's Floral Doodle Dies. And the sentiment is from Tiger Lily, which is what I'm using the sentiment from. Hi, June. Hi, Josie. So, again, really simple, but really effective. Mate, it's a 6x6, so it goes through as a standard size letter. Make a really nice thank you card or something like that. Have a nice evening, Sarah. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. A supplies list hopefully will go out to you tomorrow. And then we've got another one from Hazel using Floral Doodle Die in coloured card. Brick Wall Stencil with a pink ink, and the sentiment is from General Sentiments using Versafine Claire Morning Mist. I love this one because she's pieced all the colours in there. So rather than just cut it out she's pieced all the coloured card back in there. So she's cut it out 2 or 3 times. Patience of a saint, but really, really pretty. I love that sentiment on there with it. So that's a 6x6 card as well. Now we've got a 7x7 again, Floral Doodle Dies, coloured with Zigga pens, in bright yellow, scarlet red, light green, and yellow green. The sentiment is from Modern Posy, and the butterfly is from Floral Best. Again, really simple but really effective. Lovely, bright, in-your-face card. So now we have another one from Helen. This one's a DL. It's a Floral Doodle Die with the Shining Star sentiment and Floral Hearts sentiment in the background. Good evening, Mary. You sneaked in there. I missed you. So she's used the Floral Doodle at the bottom here, just in white. So it's really, really subtle along the bottom there. She's got the sentiment from Shining Star on here. And then that Floral Hearts stencil in the background. Again, really simple but really easy. Standard size card to post. Now we've got another one from Hazel, which is a 6x6. Floral Blooms Die in coloured card, and the sentiment is from Floral Best and stamped in black memento ink. I love this card. She's just cut it all out in white. She's infilled it with the coloured cardstock, which I think looks really pretty, and just literally stamped a sentiment on there. So again, this would go through as a standard sized envelope through in the post. This one's also really effective. This is a 7x7 using Floral Blooms Die in coloured and silver card. Sentiments from Modern Posy and a crushed violet ink. So again, has she infilled it this time? Yeah, you've got patience, Hazel. So she's cut the flowers out in a different colour and infilled the petals rather than colouring them. She's infilled them. It's like a matte silver mirror card that she's used on here. Almost a pearly, but it's not pearly. And it just really pops. So that's a 7x7. Feels really weird because my watch battery stopped working, and it feels wrong not having a watch on, and it looks strange when I keep catching my arm on the camera. So another one from Helen. This is the triple nesting Dottie ovals, Floral Bloom and Shining Star. Evening, Chris. So we've got the ovals here, so she's used 2 large ones. She's popped the Floral Bloom on here. Again, she's infilled herself as well with coloured cardstock rather than coloured it in. She's used the smaller one down the edge of the card. So although it's still a solid card, this piece has been layered on top, and she's just used silver mirror card to do that edge, which really makes it pop out. Really nice. Now we've got a couple more to go. Fab Flowers dies in coloured card, Sentiment from Bows and Blooms. And the ink used was Versifying Clear Morning Mist. Really, really subtle. Just a piece of it's not ribbon, a piece of cardstock across there as a belly band. Oval from her own collection. And this is how the flowers layer up. Really pretty. And that sentiment, as I said, is from Bows and Blooms, wishing you a very happy birthday. And then, where are we here? So this is using combinations again. So we've got a Shining Star, Fab Flowers, and all boxed in. So it's the large 8x8 cards. And Helen has cut the all boxed in die out, and then the centerpiece she's cut out the flowers, but then she's also, so she'll have cut it out solid, and then she's put the flowers back in, the actual detailed ones, so there's a little edge around them so they pop a little bit. And that sentiment is from Shining Star. Now the same card, so this is a pink sparkly, and it's not really showing as sparkly too much on there, but the same card done in a black matte also looks really, really effective. In fact, it almost looks navy on there, doesn't it? Navy would look really cool. So just that piece that cuts out, I had one here in a smaller version. So this is the bit that cuts out your negative, and she's just cut the flowers out of this, obviously the bigger version of it, cut the flowers out and popped it inside, and it works really well. And then another couple to go, nearly there. So all boxed in dies in coloured card, squares and rectangles stencil, and the balloon corner sentiment. This one is from Hazel. Excuse me. So yeah, use just straight onto the card blank. And then this is the medium and the small of the all boxed in, and just the sentiment in the middle. Again, Hazel has pieced this back together, so the white is all pieced back inside the square. And she's kind of done the opposite here. So all boxed in die, coloured cardstock, balloon corner sentiment, done in purples. It's cool. It's a great men's card. You've got some textured cardstock here that's got like zigzags or crossed lines on there. And that looks really, it's a bit like a circuit boardy type look to it. Really effective. And then the last one of the lot, again, is from Helen. Shining Star, Fab Flowers, and all boxed in. So again, use the sentiment from Shining Star. She has used the leaf stencil in the background. And again, she's left those pieces back in on that die. And just the foliage from the Fab Flowers, just to add some colour. It's great for somebody that's not really particularly flowery, but you just want to send something nice. So we've got the medium and the two small on here. So that's all the samples from our Fab Little Design team. I actually haven't had a chance to do very much of my own ones yet, so they will come on TV when we get to that point. But before I get into the demos, sorry, I'm looking away from the camera. You probably can't hear me because I've got not a lot of voice. Before I get back into the demos, just to let you know, we have got the new Versaclear colours in stock. And they're really effective. I really like these colours. So we have got Melon Soda, Wisteria Purple. Let me get you in shot there. Lemonade, Dahlia Purple, Carrot Orange, and I've had a complete blank. Adriatic Sea. I'm reading it but couldn't read it, if that made sense. How weird my hand looks without that watch on it. Keep taking it out of camera. So yeah, so we've got a lovely green, a purple, a blue, an orange, and a yellow and a pink. So they are also available on our website. Just thought I'd mention those as well. So we're going to get into a quick demo. It is quite a quick one tonight. I have prepped quite a lot of ahead. purely excuse me. I'm just gonna have to say I'm sorry now and hope that the voice hangs out until I get there. Now, those of you that have watched us regularly know that my chair has to be lowered to talk to you, and then I have to raise it to craft. Otherwise, I can't reach the table to craft on it. So what we're using, I'm going to be using my magnetic board. The dyes we're using are, when I can find them, nearly dropped it all. We're going to use Floral Doodles. We are also using the triple nesting Dottie ovals. And somewhere here, put those off to one side. Bear with me, I've got to get all the other bits. We are using Sound Waves stencil. We're going to be using a sentiment from Tiger Lily. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Got nowhere to put anything, everybody. I've been prepping TV as well because we've got a bit of a crazy week. We are using Twisted Citron and Chipped Sapphire. I love these two colours together, and they work really well when we're doing demos, so that you can see what we're actually doing. I have to be careful with some of the colours that I use when I'm doing demos because they don't always show up as a true colour on here. We will be using our blending brushes, which we have in the 3 sizes back in stock. So you get the large in a case, a medium in a case. I'll show you these as we're going along. And we've got the smaller ones with the caps that have got the handles on them. We're using our sticky glue that comes in the, oh, dropped it, that comes in the 2 sizes, the 30mm and the 120mm. And then cardstock in 250 or 300. We're just using white cardstock tonight. Frantically trying to find where to put all of this back down again. So let's get started. I have cut the stuff out ready. So our sizes for tonight. We've got an 8x8 card and then just 3 squares. Excuse me, 3 squares that go down in white cardstock in 1/4 inches. So we've got 7 3/4, 7 1/2, and 7 1/4. 7 1/4 is the one that we'll be stenciling on. Now our stencils are 7-inch, so just be careful when you're stenciling this that you don't go over the edge. If you do go over the edge, make us either trim it if you don't want it there, or make it part of the feature, which might be what we end up doing here tonight. Who knows? So if you've never seen our brushes before, you're about to. So Chipped Sapphire. Oh, and the other bit you need are some scraps just for your die cutting. Again, they were all white to start with. So let's take all of these off. There we go. Right, so just to save space, your lid fits really well underneath. It took me forever to learn that. So we're going to take our blending brushes, which if you haven't seen them before, this is what they look like. And I always say this, go in lightly, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. You need to work with the lines of this stencil, so not necessarily just going around in a circle. You may need to do a little bit of up and downs on it. So just working in, and this is where you need to just be careful. If you don't want to make a feature of it, be careful on your outside edges, because I think I've caught it. But hey ho, I'm not obviously being careful enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, it'll be fine. I should have spun it round instead of trying to cheat. Please let me know that you are still all managing to hear me. I know I sound a bit quieter than I have been. I've been trying really good. So we're just working on this. Carol, I hope you're alright. I know how this is kind of wiping me out, so I'm hoping not too bad for you and Martin today. Well, last night actually. And there's us. Finally got a weekend at home. Weekend that we could have gone and done something nice, and we're not going to because we're not up to it. Never mind. Thank you, Carol. Right. So I'm just going to have a quick look at that to see how the colour looks. I might go a bit harder than that. I kind of want this to pop out a little bit more. Now I'm giving it some welly. I apologise if it's shaking the screen. Close your eyes for 2 seconds. I forgot that it does that. Oh, Pat, that's not good. Well, you're not getting the comments. Right, I think that will do us. Yes. I love this stencil. It's one that you don't really need to do very much to, which is always good, isn't it? As much as crafting's fun, and we do it for fun, but sometimes you want something that just happens, don't you? Hi, Sue. Sue, do you know if Mavis found her magnet? I hope she did. Right, so we've got our first piece. And then I want you to take the other 2 squares and just ink around the edges. One green and one blue. I've done the larger one in blue purely because the larger one is going to be... Can I get away with that bit in there? I think I'm going to sneak in the one I did earlier because I didn't get around the edge of that one. I think that's what we'll do. So we just layer those up really, really quickly. I have not yet cleaned my stamp. I sound old, Janice. Thank you. I love you. I know. I've got like my voice is about 4 octaves lower than it normally would be, which is really weird. And Martin, well, as he said to me, it's a good job he's not singing in a choir tonight because he won't be doing it. He's got no voice left at all. Silence. I can only see the recent comments if I refresh as well. Very odd. Right, sorry about that. My glue is blocked. I waffled too much. So we just piece these together and get rid of those extra bits before we get on to the dies. So what's everybody got planned this weekend? Anything fun and exciting? I think the weather's going to be a bit pants, isn't it? I don't think we've got nice weather coming our way at all. And Easter's quite early this year. Last year was Easter Monday, was my birthday, which was towards the end of April. So, yeah, it's quite early this year. Doesn't matter. Get to eat chocolate sooner. Right. So, I've done it in the blue and the green, but do it whatever colours you want. And then we're going to stick this one on. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to stick this one on yet. I'm going to leave this one for a minute because I want to stamp my sentiment once I've decided where everything's going. Right. So obviously I have done this earlier, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So I've got my 2 circles. Now, if you are like me, I have loads of these bits and pieces all cut out already. Well, that'll be good, Lynn. Lynn says she's seeing her grandchildren. Fingers crossed, everybody. And Margaret's having a nice, quiet week, lazy weekend crafting. Lovely. Right, so these ovals, like all of the dies, they're ones that you start making them thinner and thinner. They get, they're more delicate, should we say. So don't scrub it. Just stipple it And that gives, if you want more solid colour, then either go with coloured cardstock, but obviously that's harder to make everything match, or colour it before you cut it if you want a stronger colour. But I just wanted this to be quite a delicate colour, so by stippling it, it seems to work. Gives the effect that I want anyway. So that's literally all I'm doing. And if I flip that over, you'll be able to see it. So it's not a heavy. I really am sorry about this cough, everybody. So I haven't made it too heavy. I can't remember which one is that. That's the one I'm using, and that's the one I'm not using. So you're just literally going around them. So I said the same thing, but I don't think the hotel are going to be that good at going and checking. I'm hoping that they do. But yeah, she lost one, which is a bit of a bummer. She may have found it. We had it once where they stuck to the bottom of somebody's trolley. So, yeah, they pesky little things. So once you have stippled those, I'm just going to wipe up my dark blue because it goes a long way. So I have now got two of my larger outlines and one of the base. I want to add some dimension to this. Excuse me. So the reason I've done two is it just gives it a little bit of a dimension once we've coloured our base. So I'm going to take the blue again, and we're just working on the middle of this flower. It does not have to be precise, but just try not to get too square of an edge on this, on the flower. That's the only piece of advice I'd give you. You could, if you really wanted to, cut it out in two separate colours if you wanted, but I kind of like this look, as you all know, because I do this to it most of the time rather than it just be a white card, because I always tell everybody, don't I, if you want to get the most out of everything, go for black and white and change the colours up with your cards, of your cardstock up with your inks, because you've got the inks anyway, so you may as well use them. I don't want to use the really brand new one because it's very juicy, and I want kind of a not so solid look to it. So then we're taking our twisted citron and we're just colouring that. And again, because we've already cut these out and I used my bubble wrap, so it pushes it down a little bit further, which almost gives it an embossed edge to it, which means that the colour picks it up slightly differently when you do this as well. So your edges are slightly different shades and things like that, which is the kind of the look I like. So before I stick this down, I'm just going to have a look to see if I like how dark it is or if I want it darker. I think that's fine. It looks quite effective. So most of you have seen my little trick with the glue. I will wipe up my green before we start go on again, because it goes a long way and I don't want. Oh, that was like a spinning dial, wasn't it? Right, so we're going to flip this over now. I was asked, I think it was Amanda last week, asked me how I don't get the glue from when I stipple this through onto the front. And the trick is not to put too much glue on your brush. A bit like your inks, don't press too hard, just go over it multiple times. So I don't put too much glue on the brush, so I pick up a little bit and I stipple it off. You want the glue on there, but you don't want loads of it. So I pick the glue up and I stipple over it. So a bit like, excuse me, when you're stenciling with the stencil brush. Blimey, this day's whizzing through today. I can't believe we've been talking this long already. So we've done that. We're going to line these up. Work from your flower and then out to your leaves. It makes it easier. I'll stick those down. Now, as I said, I wanted a little bit more dimension on this. So I've done it twice in white. So that's one layer. And it's fine. Jules, when's my birthday? The 21st of April. It'll be 51. When does that time go, eh? A bit quiet one this year because it's midweek again, isn't it? And we've got a workshop the weekend before. So if you're coming to our Portsmouth workshop, that's my birthday weekend. So, well, you're lucky. And then, yeah, the weekend after that, we are in Lincoln, I think. So as I said, we're at home this weekend. And then we are in Gateshead, at the Gateshead Stadium for the Craftorama the following weekend. So that's the second one, completely stippled. And again, I'm just going to pick that up. If you've missed it, this is just a silicone pastry brush that I've cut all the long pieces off. Now the second one going on, be a little bit more careful because you're lining up those white lines on top of white lines. So you don't want to press it down until you know it's in place where you want it to be. And it just somehow, it just gives that extra little bit of dimension. So it looks a bit more, it's not that it's more finished, because it's not necessarily more finished. It's just different. It just stops it being quite such a flat die. So yeah. Anyway, that's me. So we've got this piece. I'm going to be popping this on here, and it's not quite how it's going, but I'll show you in a minute. See, all the best are born in April, Jules. Right, so we're going to pop a sentiment on here. I'll just pop this to one side. Now I'm being brave and I'm going to pop my sentiment straight on to the card. But just in case I have got a backup. I am using the sentiment from Tiger Lilies, and it says, "Thank you for brightening up my day." We're going to take the ink pad. Lots and lots of little light taps. It is a Distress Oxide. It is not going to stamp it out absolutely beautifully perfect. I don't want that beautifully perfect. I want that kind of finished look to it. I'm going to pop that down here. Is that the right way around? That's where it's going now. Hopefully we're straight. Who knows? Now with sentiments, I have not let go of it, but I also don't press too hard on the sentiment. I press it, but I don't press too hard. You don't want to push the ink out and spread it out across the wording. So that will do. Right. Now obviously I had pieces I did earlier. Now I want to take my oval and make that work with this die. And then the smaller one, I'm going to take it in and work with this side of, sorry, not die, make it work with this side of the stencil. So it kind of rounds these off. And again, we're going to stick those down. Here's my glue. Thank you, Margaret. It's one of our, it's called, what's it called? Sound Waves. And it really is a really popular stencil. Everybody likes this one. it's just an effective way of doing stuff. Even as it is, you don't need to do anything else to it. You could put a really big gem in the middle if you wanted to. I couldn't decide if I was using the larger or the smaller ones of these, so I was making it up earlier, and I think I've still got the smaller version here somewhere, and I'll show it you with the smaller version as well so that you can see. But I decided on the larger one. That's where it's landed, that's where it's going. And then we're going to take the smaller one. Just use up the ink, that's the glue that's already on there. And we'll stick that on there. So I've kind of gone with the edges here. Margaret, yes, we are at Gateshead. Is it the 12th or is it the 11th? I can't remember. I think it's that Sunday anyway. Right. So, as I said, I decided to go with the larger one in the end. But I quite liked it with the small one too. So, the choice is yours. But I went with the larger one just because that's where I decided I liked it better. So, we're going to glue this back on here. Evening, Maxine, you sneaked in there. Now, obviously, I've got my sentiment on there, so I need to make sure I put that up the right way. Now, you could put that on some foam pads if you wanted to, which would also look really quite cool. I wonder if I should put it on foam pads. No, we're just going to go straight down. So, on with the glue. And putting a decent amount of glue on this because it's got to glue on top of and onto the card base, on top of those dies that we've already put on there, and then straight onto the card base. So I am putting a fair amount of glue on there, and I will hold it there just for a second. Oh. And that's it. So remember I said I haven't cleaned my stencil off before, and you know how I always say, make sure you carry your card design through into the centre of your inside of your card. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to take that excess ink that's on there, just a light. This seems to be the trend now. For the first time I think in all of my life, I've suddenly become a trend setter. All these little tips where I'm putting stuff on the inside, or just strange little things. I occasionally watch other people and it's like, oh, everybody's doing it now. So it's quite nice. Just a shame I wasn't a trendsetter when I was at school, eh? When you needed to be. So that's it. That's our card done. Simple, easy. I love these little dies. They are so handy. And literally, the only thing I think I didn't die cut on here just because it makes the stand wobble a bit too much. So I try to avoid doing that. But I've done everything else in front of you. And you could, if you wanted to, you could put 2 on. If you wanted to. I like it more simple with just the 1. You could mix and match. You could do all sorts. They almost look like hydrangeas or dahlias or something, don't they? But yeah, that's those done. So I am going to quickly run back through what it was we'll run back through the newbies first, shall we? Just clear the way so that we can do that without everything getting in my way. So we have used, in this card, the triple nesting Dottie ovals. and the Floral Doodles. So let me grab the die cut pieces as well so that you can see them as we're going along, otherwise you'll miss out. So you get the large and the small, negative and positive, and then you get the 3 sizes of the ovals. I've done them in a different colour in this one just because it all blends in a little bit. We're struggling to find room to get all of these on our boards at the shows, so I'm having to be a bit more careful about how I put them together. Excuse me. And then we have got the all boxed in. So like our triple dots and squares, you've got this all boxed in, but this has got squares on it, which is a bit more masculine than the dots. So again, you get the 3 dies with that one. Then we've got our fab flowers. I think this one's going to be so much fun. I've already got it in my head what I'm making with this one. I should have done that tonight, but I didn't have time to put all the pieces together tonight and show everything else. So you get the 3 different sizes of flowers like you always get with us, and you've got the 2 different foliages. So you've got one that's got a small amount of detail on and one that's completely solid. And then we have got the Floral Bloom. So again 2 sizes, the large and the small, and they mat and layer, so you can put the colour on here, or as our design team did, they've they've cut it out in 2 different colours and they've infilled it, paper pieced it basically. So that's the 5 new dies. Excuse me. We have got our triple dots and squares back in stock as well, and we have also got our Connect the Dots back in stock, but again both of these are very, very low stock. I think that's pretty much all I needed to tell you tonight. What else do I need to say? You get me? Hang on. So yeah, that's all the new bits and pieces for you. As I said, next release will be stencils and dies, we hope, assuming I get them done before the end of the week. No pressure. And so our next live will be the 16th of April. That is after our TV. Our TV is on the 13th of April, Monday the 13th. So a week on Monday? Yeah, a week on Monday. Where we will be on a Hobby Maker, which is at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And then our next live is the 16th of April. And then we have also, in between, or just before that, we will be at the Gateshead Stadium. I'm not sure if it's the 11th or the 12th of April for Craftorama. So we will be there as well. So up in the northeast. So hopefully we will see lots of you there. Carol, I hope you feel better soon as well. I'm feeling a lot better, just this horrendous cough left. So have a lovely Easter, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy your craft time if that's what you're doing. And lots of chocolate, because that's important. Have a fabulous weekend, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.